Buenos noches, my viewers. I hope you have had a wonderful Sunday. My name is Cheryl Otieno and this is Lifestyles. On today's tile, we will be handling teen talk, generally everything that involves young people, especially the teenagers. On my show today is none other than Dennis. He will introduce himself and we will kick off the show. Welcome, Dennis.
Thank you, Cheryl, for having me in the show. I'm greatly humbled. Yeah, my name is Dennis Omondi. What I do what we call leadership development and developing lives. I'm a mentor, I'm a content creator, I'm a transformative speaker, and mostly I target the young people, the teenagers. And that's why I try to say that I'm teen at heart, because I have the passion with me.
Teen at heart.
Exactly.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much, Dennis, for coming once again. I know you're the best person we can have to talk about these issues. You know, our books have been written and and things have been said about teenagers and their reaction and how every mother of a teenager anasema ayapana. You know, there is a way they behave, there is a way they react. But we'd like you to unfold this for us bit by bit, section by section, according to your knowledge, being their fellow teenager at heart.
Exactly. Being a fellow teenager at heart, what has really helped me to be able to be impactful in their lives is that one thing, at one point or another, you come to their level and understand them. One of the greatest problems that is facing mentorship of young people is that we tend to really distance ourselves, create walls, not to understand them, not forgetting that we were once there. We struggle with those problems. We face those challenges. What teenagers want is people who understand them, not people who condemn them.
Yes.
People who understand them, understand their values, and understand their behaviors, their problems, both biological, social, understand their environment, understand how they socialize. Yes. That is when you are able to be impactful to them. That has really helped me, especially in high school ministry, being that I'm also a teacher, so I'm able to navigate. I'm able to navigate with them. So being a teacher, of course, I have to draw the line. I have to draw the line by exercising what we call the tough love. Tough love.
Tough love.
And I will really advise parents to exercise what we call tough love. You balance. You balance. Sometimes the parents tend to love too much, translating it that now I love my child, I see him messing up, and I don't even talk. Let parents learn to exercise what we call tough love. I can say with the words of John Maxwell, candor and care. I am candid, but at the same time, I'm caring.
Wow.
That is how to approach it.
Wow.
Candor and care. Because without care, there's no love. And without candor, there's no character. Candor helps us to build character.
Great.
From the word candid. Yes. Also understand their love language. How do you relate to them? I think as the show goes by, I will also unfold the issues of applying love language of teenagers in handling them.
Okay.
Yes.
So you've talked about understanding teenagers. You said that teenagers do not need the condemning. Of course, you've taken us through the candor care thing. But you've said teenagers need understanding. Help us understand.
Help us understand.
Yes.
First of all, you must put yourself in the shoe of the teenager. Put yourself in the shoe of the teenager. Niko mdogo, so I used to watch movies at late hours. My mom used to say, "Some moja sikupate nje." Put yourself in that shoe. They need you explain to them, as much as you don't want them to do this, why don't you want them to do that? Why don't you want them to do that? Understand them. I apply this strategy. The sandwich method. Let's say mtoto amekosa. You don't just hit directly. You'll bring the positive aspect.
Yes.
You are a good child. I love you so much. But hapo umekosea. Then after that one, I still love you. You see, now you have sandwiched it. But now when parents approach it, wewe ni mbaya, to an extent of calling them names, you lose them.
Character assassination.
Character assassination. It is very easy to lose a teenager, especially when you hit them so hard. That's why you apply the reinforcement. You apply the reinforcement, positive and negative reinforcement. Affirmation. You affirm them when they do good. Don't just dwell on the negative. Sometimes when they do good, just affirm them. I like them. One of the greatest problems that teenagers face at home,
yes,
they are not affirmed. Mostly they are condemned. They are not encouraged at all. Parents, wewe unakaa kama babako, nini na nini umevunja nini na nini.
So sad.
Yeah. You told him or her to score an A, amekuja na A minus. You want to kill the child. And that's why you have heard of children committing suicide.
Okay.
Because we bring up the children as if we are bringing up the robots. And children are not robots. Yes, we need to understand. Like I watched news and it was sudden. I saw a young boy committed suicide because he did not score B+, that the father insisted that he should score. Yes. So we need also to understand them, that they are gifted differently. Let's not compare them with others. They are gifted differently. They are unique. My friend can score an A. I might not score an A. But there's something so special about me that is not with the other friend of mine. So we need not to compare our children. We need to allow them an environment to grow smoothly without being coaxed, without being forced to be something. Yes.
You be authentically you.
Be authentically you.
Yeah.
That is what the principle of I am a stone and not a brick applies. I would rather be a stone and not a brick. Because you know, when it is a stone, it is being shaped by the one who wants to build. Now God is shaping us, you see? So we allow the shaping of God. But a brick is being manufactured. And you will see that all bricks are the same. You see? All bricks are the same. So to me, I associate bricks with slavery, lack of identity. But with stones, each stone is unique.
Has its own shape.
Labda alikuwa nachonga akakata kidogo. So they might not be actually the same.
No.
So let's treat our children like stones and not bricks. That is a principle.
Wow.
We are unique.
Amazing.
We are precious. I am different. I will not be my colleague. I am different. That is it.
And still I'm on the topic of understanding the young people. You find that it is still our teenagers who most of them get involved in drugs. You'll ask people, when did you get involved in this particular behavior, a negative behavior, you know, in this process of fantasy? Because I believe when you're a teenager, you're in the area or in the dimension of fantasy. You're approaching discovery, but you still have a lot of fantasies in your mind of what you think your life should be. Now, why is it that our teenagers tend to be, you've talked about affirmation and you've talked about love and you've talked about tough love and candor and care, but we would like to understand, is it an age where they just decide to rebel against parents or teachers or, you know, people in general? Is it an age?
You know, teenagers are very complicated, if I may say so. This is a group that ukiwaita watu wakubwa watakasirika. Ukimwita mtoto pia atakasirika. So that is the people we are dealing with. I see it with my students. Identity crisis. Ataki kuitwa mtoto, nataki kuitwa mtu mkubwa. So you are there. So when it comes to issues of drugs, number one thing that contributes to drug abuse, there are many things. But also peer pressure is it. And now peer pressure now comes with it rebellion. And also another thing that can make children make young people to venture into drugs is that they try to forget the challenges they are facing, especially when home is so harsh. when the environment at home is so harsh, so they might go into drugs. When nobody is there to listen to them, they might find a group, a clique that will listen to them. And it's very easy for a clique to lead into doing the wrong thing than doing the right thing. So that is a very big problem. Pressures of life, pressures of examination, pressures at home, no food, no money. So it is very easy to venture into drugs. But I tend to tell them, who are your friends? Make the right friends. You are an average of your 5 closest friends. Check your 5 closest friends. The social media, who are your role models? Hey, let's be very keen. Let's be very keen with who the role models of our children are. Who are their friends? Let's sit with them. Mabeshtaki na kina nani, kana mtoto wako. And then now it has brought to me something about fatherhood. I think we will never talk about raising a teenager without mentioning fatherhood. Please. Mentioning fatherhood. Yeah. I believe the greatest crisis or the greatest problem facing the society is not HIV/AIDS, is not crime, is not terrorism. It is lack of proper fatherhood. Lack of proper fatherhood. Yeah. When we mess up with fatherhood, we have messed up with the community. We have messed up with the team. So we are urging fathers, be present for your children, whether they are girls or boys. Be there for them. Be there for them. It is a very unfortunate that right now, when you do research, even in the prisons, you visit the prisons, you'll find out that more than 50%, or rather 70% of inmates, if you trace their background, they either come from fatherless families,
that is very true,
or irresponsible fathers, or absent fathers. That is the key. That is the thing.
That is
you go to America, you find
so
the same. Exactly. You come to Kenya, you find the same. So I believe if fathers will rise up, stand firm, take their responsibility of being the priest, being the role model, being a mentor, being a teacher, being a protector, I tell you, we'll be having the best country ever. So let us shape the fatherhood.
Yeah.
I challenge the fathers of this nation.
Yeah.
Let's rise up and raise the children.
Take up the responsibility of being a father.
Exactly. And you know one thing, fatherhood is not only biological. Yes. Fatherhood is responsibility. Like me, I'm a father. Though I have no biological children, but there are many young people calling me a father because you are able to teach them, you are able to lead them, you are able to mentor them, offer them, being a role model to them. So the way you behave. But unfortunately, you find baba anavuta sigara, anakataza mtoto asivute sigara. Baba anakunywa pombe, anaambia mtoto asikunywe pombe. Not knowing that young people, what speaks to them so much is not the words you speak, but your actions.
Yeah.
Yes. Your actions speak so loud to them that your words become noise. That is how they reason.
Yeah.
So show me. Show me. Don't tell me. Just show me. Umesema sivute sigara, pia wewe sasa sitaki kuona ukivuta sigara.
Let us do this together.
You've told me not to be violent. I don't want to see you fighting my mom. What are you teaching me? So fathers have really failed us. Fathers have really failed us.
Yeah. Wow.
We have failed as fathers. Let me say, because I'm also one of them. We have failed as fathers. May we rise up. May God help us to rise up and be great fathers.
Yeah. Yeah, very true.
Exactly.
So, wow, that is a challenge to the fathers, and not just biological. Everyone who is in a position to be responsible for a young person.
Yes.
Right? I believe it's something, even in our offices, right? Where you're mentoring other young people. You take that responsibility and you run with it.
Exactly.
Thank you very much. I'd like you to tell us maybe your experience, your personal experience with the young people. You know, we've talked about vitu ziko mbali, but I'd like us to maybe come closer to home. Your experience.
My experience with the young people.
Because you're a teacher, you're running one of the biggest high school ministries in
and,
Kenya.
Universities.
And universities. And you meet people from 13 all the way to, you know. Yeah, please give us your experience.
Yeah, my experience with young people, I can't say it has been a walk in the park. Yeah, young people are so dynamic and complicated. If you don't know how to navigate in terms of how you mentor them, you can easily lose them. They just vanish. One, you don't force them to do something. Don't put something on their throat. Don't put it on their throat. Don't decide for them. Don't decide for them. If you decide for them, it won't work. You'll fail from the word go. Tell them the consequences, the cons and pros. Allow them to make the choice. That is how you handle them. Initially, you know, we are also work in progress. I used to come up with the authoritative figure. You are authoritarian. Nataka ufanye hivi na hivi. Nataka uende pale na pale. And I lost some here and there. But now when I sat down, I told God, God, teach me on how to handle young people. Young people don't like things to be pushed on their throat. Tell them, interact, be democratic. Be democratic. Yes, the pros and cons, teach them and allow them to make their choices. So well. Even when they will even ask you concerning relationship, they will even ask you many things. Which course do I take? Don't just go. When a child comes to you, when a young person comes to you, nimefanya KCSE, I need to take this course. I wanted, which course should I take? You don't, hey, I wanted to be an engineer. No. First of all, get to ask the child, what is your interest? What is your gift? What is that when you do, you can even do it free of charge. Understand the fact that money follows passion, not the other way around. Then you go allow her or him to go and think, can make a choice. Some of them are struggling with their sexuality. I initially, you see, I used to, mbona umefanya hivyo, but something just told, no, listen to this person, don't condemn. They want, one thing they don't like is being put in public, as in being ashamed. Be confidential as much as possible. Chenye amekuambia asisikie mwingine anasema. Be confidential. Walk with the person. Talk to them. Take them through the journey. Because people make mistakes. So you have to understand that. You have to make them understand that your mistakes don't define you. Yes.
Thank you. I would like us to talk about the energy and the opportunity that young people have. You know, sometimes you're young and just like you said, we waste it on peer pressure. You know, or love and relationship. It's amazing. But this child is 13, you know, and they are talking about the love of their life, and you look at them like you're supposed to be, you know, using your mathematical table right now, not thinking about love and relationship. Is there a way maybe the parents can help their children to be innovative and innovative at this particular age, because they are 13, they are coming up, they are struggling with identity crisis, and they are trying to discover, what am I here to do, you know? I'm no longer my mother's child. I'm no longer a baby. And I'm not an adult. But I'm going there, you know. But they are discovering. How can parents help their children in this age of discovery to, you know, to be inventive at this particular time? Ilea, you think you can play piano. I want you to go and get a skill. Not just think about love and relationship or drugs or because you're young. How can parents do that to their young people who are in this particular age?
Good. Yes. Thank you. At least you have touched on issues to do with relationship. One thing we must understand is that the world is changing. Where a 13-year-old someone today is not a 13-year-old me.
Years ago.
You see, many years back. They are exposed, especially technology has just, as much as it is good, it has also messed things somehow. So relationship is real. They start even issues of dating at even that age. So you just, sometimes, I will really like parents to be open to the children, be real to the children, that they are able to open up, create an environment that a child can open up, discuss tough things, discuss some things. You know, initially parents, there are some topics that were abomination even to mention at home. But right now, it is high time that parents should not be ashamed of even discussing sex with their children, because it is real, it is happening. And if the child doesn't get direction from home, from the father, from the mother, the child will go get direction in a wrong place. So we understand, sexual immorality, it is here with us, it is there. Let's accept that. Let's face it head on. Let's not fear. Talk to them about the dangers of premature sex. Why is it good to wait till marriage, till wedding? Why? Don't just tell them, wait till wedding. No. Why? What are the dangers? What are the disadvantages? Tell them, sex is very good. It was ordained by God. But these are the ways. These are how to approach it. So parents must understand, both parents and teachers. That's why most schools, I think some schools are implementing it. They have got what we call social skills lessons. Girls separate, boys separate. They are talked about the changes in their bodies, what it comes with it, and also sex and sexuality. If we don't talk about it in our homes, churches and schools, then they'll go to find information in the wrong place, which is the social media. That is why they will watch things here and there. They will watch soap operas, see children dating, involving into sex with before marriage, and they'll see it as a normal thing. So it is good to tackle the matter head on before it becomes a monster. And when it becomes a monster, we will lose a society. Unfortunately, something breaks my heart nowadays. If you go to schools, homosexuality is rampant to the extent that it is normal. Lesbianism is rampant. So we really need to talk about this. In fact, that is a major problem. The enemy, the enemy is so cunning. When the enemy wants to destroy a nation, the enemy doesn't target wazee, the enemy targets the children, because around your future. So let's begin to talk about it. Let's introduce those lessons prayerfully and do it deliberately. And we will conquer by the grace of God. By the grace of God.
Thank you. Thank you. But you still haven't answered my question on how parents can help their teenagers to be innovative in this particular age that they have a lot of energy.
Yes. Thank you. Let me come to that. These children have a lot of energy, both boys and girls.
Yeah, true.
One of the things is that we will advise the children, let's advise our children, can you switch your focus on something else, as in another productive thing? Maybe join football team, join games, volleyball, go visit children's home, play something, you see? So that energy, we keep them occupied. Because one thing, an idle mind is the devil's workshop. Let's keep them occupied with constructive things. That's why in schools we have games time. We have clubs time. They go to their clubs, respective clubs. They go to funky, those, the funkies. Yes, we want to keep them occupied. If they are not occupied, they are messed up. Yes, and they can take the children to swimming. Parents should also be creative. Mtoto wangu ako idle, nifanye aje? Keep busy. Can we go visit a prison? Can we go visit people in the hospital? Can we go and do a hike? Take a hike, Ngong Hills, in the mountain. There are many things, so that it becomes also fun. Because kuokoka sio kuboeka. Watoto wasiseme sisi kwangu babangu ni pastor, inabo sana. Be a pastor na pia unajua unapenda fun. Teenagers love fun. Substitute fun with boredom. You save a child.
Thank you. Thank you.
Boredom with fun, I mean, either way. Yes.
Just change it.
Change it. That boredom, bring fun in it. You are good to go.
That is our guest of today, Dennis Omondi. Teenagers are people to, that is our message of today. They have a love language. They need to be embraced. They need to work. And above everything else, they need to be cared for, just like every other child in whatever age. Parents who are watching us, it is, we are hoping that this show has helped you to get to a conclusion on how well to handle your teenagers. You're a teenager out there, you have a lot of energy, find something to do and do it. I am your host, Cheryl Otieno, and this is Lifestyles. See you soon.